Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Felicia, Ed, and Corinne. Paul can't be with us today. Hope you're well, mate. With their adventures at the fringe of Imperial space. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link below, or vote towards the session twist by becoming a subscriber. So let's join the players for their continuing mission, the Debt of Honor. Let's go. Yeah, that's the cue. Welcome back. Hello, everyone, and my apologies for me fucking up to start off with, because I just realised I was like, "What? I've said everything. Why isn't the credit starting?" And I forgot to say a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. As you may have noticed, we got rid of the Imperial March, even though we're playing Star Wars, a Star Wars game, copyright Disney and Lucas Books. Fancy Flight and a bunch of other people, all copyright. Apparently, we can't, as with other games, we can't use the. Sorry, I'm looking over there because I'm looking at the screen. Let's go back over here. I can't use the Star Wars Imperial March, even though I'm playing Star Wars, and even though if I was playing a Star Wars computer game, I could run the Imperial March. It's a thing. It's a thing. So I've had to, at last minute, rely on Corinne's choice of music for the intro, and I'm scared because I don't listen to the stream. I'm just here running everything. So anyway,
So we're ready for a nice chill time, I think.
Yes, a nice relaxed time. You know, things have been a little heated recently. Thank you everybody again for bearing with us with the Blackout Tuesday last time. And thank you for everybody who helped by coming and looking at our hosted show for Black streamers. And thank you to Surge Art as well, who was a fantastic choice for our time then. And hello to Minion. So I can see you in chat. So, when we left off, you guys had managed to narrowly avoid the subscriber twist.
I mean,
where they chose a stealthy poisoner bounty hunter who was originally after Bjorn Helmrender, but then realized that your bounty was higher than his.
your bounty is better than your bounty, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a thing to be pleased about. And so, when they went to go and see the ship's chef that Bjorn had put on the ship, they ended up having a few things activated. First of all, the nanites that were put into their stomachs through the food activated, and they were in huge amounts of pain. Apart from one person who had managed to drink herself into such an absolute frenzy, having an interesting time on the toilets afterwards, that she actually managed to elute her entire nanite culture out of her body, leaving behind only a small amount, causing an amount of pain that a Space Valkyrie just laughs at. Of course, there was one potential problem, and that was the one that wasn't eating at all, JT. JT unfortunately got gunned down by a very well prepared ambush for a single droid, and it has to be said, he nearly managed to
put up a fight.
JT really did well, and JT/Ed did really well in terms of quick thinking and lateral thinking. You very nearly managed to defeat him and all of his droids.
Yeah.
DM brain ruining player plans.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I was thinking, shit, this is going to be a moment of true heroics here, where you blast the remote out of his hand. The other two get over their pain, because the pain switches off straight away. They pull out their weapons, firefight ensues, the droids go down.
I think we like had some really bad rolls and missed. I think that's the thing.
Well, it's about time, because do you realize how many times you nat 20'd or equivalent yourself out of things? This time the dice were there going, no, have a little bit of drama. That was good. I think.
And then we had She-Hulk herself, Victoria.
Oh god, I am starting to get more and more terrified of Victoria as we go along, carving her way through a bulk steel door. But then, you know, we've seen what vibroblade weapons can do, especially in the Mandalorian, where he just cuts himself out the side of a TIE fighter. And and she's got a bigger sword than he has, you know, and also it's souped up. It's like the premier grade sword. And then doing what was it the Mandalorians call it, the discipline of the rising phoenix, as Victoria uses her jetpack that I forgot that she had to the cockpit of
it
the
was
ship.
a present from her wife.
And carving into the damned cockpit. And I was there going, okay, you know, what's the chance of her doing 10 points of damage, right? She needs to do at least 1 point of damage for the crit to land. And she got, of course, the crit. And she got the localized 10 points of damage, which would have carved open the small amount of cockpit that she went into. So, interesting times last session. Certainly interesting times. And supporting even further my love of the Genesis system, and you will see more Genesis system stuff coming up in the near future, I guarantee you. So, you guys, you are currently recovering. Bjorn has offered every resource that he has, and he's currently having somewhat of a spy hunt throughout his ship. And in the time it takes you to recover, he says that he doesn't suspect there are anybody else that are specifically bounty hunters, but he does warn you that, of course, his ship is full of outcasts, the downtrodden. So who knows who the chef would have talked to and who he may have roused as allies. But as it stands at the moment, the promises of horrible, horrible deaths being made by Bjorn's enforcers on every deck of this Hulk, the space Hulk, is doing very well to keep people in line, especially considering there's going to be a boarding of a ship soon, and everybody wants the right to be able to take whatever they find. This is going to be a simple tactic from Bjorn, although it seems to be one that would have a good chance of success. It involves the Lokota, your ship, changing your transponder signal and your sensor silhouette, which is something that only the ship can do, to look like the Isvaria, the Ice Wolf. And you're going to come in from one direction, pretend to be the Ice Wolf. The fighter guard, which is probably the only chance that the capital ship would have against the heavily armored landing vessel of Bjorn, will chase after you, and then Bjorn will come in from the other side and go full speed into the side of the ship, which you're being told is called the Prestige. It'll latch onto the ship, and his forces will go in and start disabling all the systems of the ship and frankly wrecking it from the inside. So effectively his ship almost works like a virus by attaching itself to a healthy cell and depositing the corruption inside. Your part in this is that as the fighters come to you and suddenly they realize that they have been tricked and they turn around to go and engage the real Isvarian, you are to follow behind and start shooting at them from behind, taking out whatever numbers you can. Once you get to the Isvarian, you can dock into it. It's stupidly armored. It's not got much in the way of weaponry, but it has got tons and tons of armor. Certainly it'll take hours to go through these huge ship hulls that have been welded to the surface of the Isvarian. It is a floating junkie. And once you've docked into it, you can run through the gantries and board the capital ship yourself, at which point Bjorn has asked for Victoria to join him in the frontal assault, and the rest of you can either join as well and make your way up to the command deck, or you can try and disable other parts of the ship as is needed. And there may be some distractions and some choices along the way. What are you doing for preparation?
Well, first of all, we're basically gonna wrestle down JT and give him an oil bath.
You're still gonna have to fight him. He still does. No, wait. Those actually were him and not the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those two you can fix.
Yeah.
You can fix those two.
Yeah. Those two are the main ones because they were really nasty.
Unfortunately, they're both diff 3 or severity 3. So
Yeah. So we're gonna dip you in an oil bath.
Dip you in an oil bath with X4 on the side, help him.
Sure. So let's start with this in terms of rolling, shall we? So the oil bath allows you to, as long as you've got an attendant there as well, allows you to do this roll every 24 hours. They're looking at a 3-day travel as well. So let's bring up X4.
I believe oil bath just speeds up the HP the wounds healing for droids. You actually still need a mechanics check to fix critical injuries for droids.
Oh yes, yeah. It allows a roll every 24 hours instead of every week.
On critical injuries as well for droids. I knew it did for organics, but I didn't.
I think it's the same.
Well, we'll make it the same because otherwise
we'll
it would
go
be.
with that for now and then.
Yeah. For expediency's sake.
Yeah.
So and
Some rules arguing.
you can see that the pit droids that are your friends.
Yes, your friends.
Start clambering all over and start helping out as well. And they are kind of minions. They kind of work as a group. And so I've updated the role accordingly. I kind of had a bit of a look into this. And I've, in the absence of any hard and fast rules, I've just updated it to what I believe would be enough.
Yeah.
So let's have a go at day 1, injury 1. Which injury do you want to have rolled for first?
Let's go for the horrific injury.
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
I think this one, that gives you like makes your stats worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
You end up with the pit droids clambering all over you. You can see the 2 arms unfolding from X4's back, and it's funnily enough, a well-oiled machine that is catering to you, and they plugging all the various diagnostics machines and things. And I'm going to say with the Triumph, they end up doing it in super quick time. They have a lot of these droids have interfaced with you before, and so they start forming effectively a reconstructive network of the times that they've interfaced with you, and they start comparing everything they know about you from interfacing with you already, and they're just checking for things that are different, corrupt. The actual physical industry, physical injury is just a matter of bending metal, putting it back together. But they actually end up repairing several units of code as well, because I think it got rid of some of your cunning, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yep.
Okay, and so they've actually kind of gone back and corrected anything that would be detrimental to your core programming with regard to that as well. Effectively, anything in the drivers that may have overloaded whilst you were there.
I think also on a healing or mechanics check, a Triumph is actually another critical injury healed.
Is it? Ooh.
Yes, I think so.
I was just going to say we're going to do the 2 rolls on the same day, but let me check that. That's a good point. So many rules, cannot keep them all in my head.
Guess who got the physical book and has been reading?
Any rules and so many different systems to keep an eye out on.
Yes,
So,
I have
let's see.
encyclopedic knowledge of D&D. I have not so much encyclopedic knowledge of Star Wars Genesis yet.
It's my
Okay.
bedtime reading now, role-playing books.
Here we go. It says advantages during a medicine check may be spent to eliminate strain from the target. And it says that a Triumph generated during a medicine check to heal a critical injury may also heal additional wounds, or
Wounds.
vice versa.
Ah.
So it's actually wounds that it would do, not a second thing. But I'm going to rule, because you don't have those wounds, I'm going to rule that they do it in double quick time. And so we're going to roll for the second one. Just for the sake of the viewers, what is your second critical injury?
I have a crippled arm, which actually increases the diff of everything I do
Yes.
with that arm.
Okay, and once again, you can see the pit droids detach your arm, and they start taking apart the arm from the elbow and the shoulder, and they're kind of dividing and conquering the challenge here. And you can see that 2 of the pit droids are currently putting your hand through testing. The actuators in your forearm are being tested by another one, and then you can see that on the elbow, which took the brunt of the because it was iron blast that did it, it was overloaded, so there's lots of blown circuitry. You can see that in an almost brutal manner, your long-term compatriot X4 is just ripping parts out and sending requests to the droids on that belong to the Isvarian, and these droids that you've never seen before are rolling up to you. One of them is like a rickshaw droid and is just kind of running back and forth, and is giving the spare parts as they're rebuilding your arm piece by piece. And yep, the critical injuries are done. Well done for getting the pit droids, because that increased the dice pool significantly.
6 pit droids. Surprisingly,
Yep.
helps with mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knew?
6 pit droids and an astromech. They can pretty much rebuild anything.
And Nigma will try to see if she can convince JT to heal the other injuries as well when he's already doing it.
Okay.
Will
test.
Will you
It will be.
accept? I'm just asking. Will you accept another try on this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
by all
yeah.
means. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is changed circumstance. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, we've had the conversation before. So unless there's a specific thing you want to say, Corinne, this is a leadership test versus whatever dice pool that Ed thinks appropriate. This is a character decision.
I was just going to go with willpower.
Yeah.
Sure, willpower's
So
good.
it's just 2, just
Yeah.
a diff 2.
Diff 2.
Nima will essentially just emphasize that she really cares about him and wants him to not be hurt.
Sure. Okay. Kind of playing on his what do you call it? What's your floor? It's the
Separation anxiety.
separation anxiety. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I should know. I should know the term.
Yeah.
So playing on your separation anxiety of well, in abstract at least. Roll for it.
Yep. I mean, this should be. Yes. Yes.
Sure.
2
Okay.
successes and an advantage. I don't know how much you want to translate that.
Okay. Well, if it succeeds, it succeeds. So, Ed, would you like to have the other critical injuries worked on?
JT is still suffering from a lot of strain, so all this kind of love and affection overwhelms him a little. Kind of. Okay. Like sat in the oil bath, like
One arm.
he's not happy about it, but he's going to agree to it.
Yes.
Sulking in the bath like a teenager. Not a teenager, like a kid.
To be fair, teenagers do that too.
Yeah. Well.
Just not in front of their parents, I hope. Anyway. So, what's the first diff, Ed?
2, I think.
We'll go for the diff 2 injury.
Okay, and what is that?
That is hamstrung, which, like my leg's just been
Yeah.
a bit dodgy. It's not been
so
affecting me.
It's just a bend in one of the what would normally be the tendon in a human body is basically a supporting rod in one of your legs that's been bent. And another triumph. This is, you almost feel a little silly because they kind of unscrew the rod from that goes from the knee section to the foot section, pull it out, and you watch as X4 unceremoniously puts it onto a flat surface, heats it up with one of the tools that pops out of his chest, and then a couple of hits of the hammer by the pit droid, and they end up quenching it in the oil bath, and then just slotting it back in. Total repair time, probably a minute.
You're all very good at that. I'm glad we brought you on board.
Wow. And what's the last one?
The last one is a diff 1 discouraging wound.
Okay.
So it's probably just cosmetic again.
Yeah.
Like,
This one is
bang thingy or
it's just a scratch that you got, but it's more of a psychological reminder, or in your case, a logical reminder of the fact that you are fallible. So,
Ooh.
Did they
Like
fail?
okay, so this, as they're trying to get rid of this scratch, you notice that the pit droids are great at the structural stuff and the infrastructural stuff. They're not very good at the cosmetic stuff. These were not pit droids that were doing body repair, body paint and things like that for chassis. And as they're trying to get rid of the kind of slight ding and scratch, they end up accentuating it. And it looks badass. Don't get me wrong, it looks badass, but it's still
I was
there.
about to suggest advantages. Maybe JT finally kind of accepts that it wasn't him, it wasn't his fault, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
this
Yeah.
this happened to me. It wasn't my fault.
I love it. Droid therapy.
So does he have another try or not, considering the time
So
failure?
that was day 2. He has one more try, so we'll do one more roll.
Yeah.
The day after, X4 shoos away all of the pit droids and takes a more careful stance to it all. The pit droids bring all the various bits and pieces, but X4 is the one who's actually doing the work. And it's only there in memory now.
Keep the weld unpainted, actually. So,
I assume we can get rid of whatever straining people have at the moment.
Yes, so set all your strain to 0.
And we'll slap a repair patch on X4.
X4 has been repaired. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, I'll do X4. You do your own characters, and I'll do X4. Well, I'll do Chevron as well. Okay. So you spend some time getting to know Bjorn a bit better over the next 3 days. He's brash. His humor is needing frequent correction, let's say. You realize that as far as the universe is concerned, this man is not a good man, but he's miles away from the bad ones. And you reminded exasperatingly of how different life is compared to the civilized parts of the universe, and how you have to deal with shades of grey, especially on the edge of the Empire. As you approach your target, Bjorn is spending a lot of time with his men. He gives several, I would say, rousing orations, but they're not rousing orations. They are drunken rants, loud, lengthy, rambling at the people that he's going to call upon as his small personal army. And weirdly, it works. Kegs are brought out during each of his announcements. Meat is distributed. Those who cheer the loudest are normally find themselves given some sort of weapon or piece of armor or something like that by his lieutenants who are in the crowd. He knows how to work a mob, and that's exactly what you have here. There's no doubt about it. This is not a ship of trained individuals. This is a ship that is riddled with a mob. The tracker, Takash, comes with Bjorn and says, we've got their trail. The Iron Trail suggests that they aren't going particularly fast. They do not know we're in pursuit. Or if they do, they don't feel any need to increase their speed. We haven't got any long-range telemetry, and unfortunately, we haven't got any probes left. We need to get some more. Most of our probes were destroyed. The rest are lost. We have none left. But it is soon. At which point Bjorn turns around to you, and you can see that he's sobered up somewhat, both in temperament and you think in terms of how much he's imbibed, and he says, "Get ready. Have you got the codes?"
Yeah, we got them.
Good.
Yep.
He suddenly is showing his age a bit. You can see that for all the fact that he's a hulk of a man, you can see the crow's feet around his eyes. The life that he's had, both in terms of the excess, the battle, and also the loss that he suffered, has prematurely aged this guy. And you can see that he he looks to the vibroaxe, huge vibroaxe that's on his back, and says, "I'll be switching this for my sword soon enough. But I like this one to open the hulls."
Oh, you got a sword
luck.
as well.
Yes, he's got a sword. He's got a one-handed sword and a two-handed axe.
Ah. Oh yes, he said he was sword and board kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a sword and board guy when he duels, but he uses the axe. The axe is literally a siege tool for him. It's for taking out doors.
Can be done with a big sword too, but
Yes.
axes work.
Prepare to launch.
Yes.
And he strides away.
Oh,
Well-
let's get this going then.
Indeed.
Let's go. Force be with us, and make sure that we see everything coming.
I didn't manage to get Paul's character sheet off him in time, but I think his gunnery is 1 yellow and 2 green.
I did that
Yeah.
with 3 green. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 3 green because his
Yeah.
agility's 4. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, 1 yellow, 3 green. So Corinne, seeing as you're not in a gunnery station, do you want to roll for Chevron?
I can roll for Chevron, and I will roll my IFF thing as well.
Yeah. So because the IFF thing is something that I've put into the game, so that everybody gets something to do, I'll explain that as we go along.
Clarity. Make us look like the Isvarian.
Transferring now, and you watch on the local scanner, well, your local scanner, because you've got one in your head. You watch as the ship suddenly grows to the point where it can't fit inside the ship it's pretending to be. At the moment, it looks very weird. You've got 2 interposing.
It's like they're
silhouettes.
clipping through each other, like in a video game.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, even though we're talking sensor echoes and not actual views. Yeah, when you look at the sensor echoes, it's of 2
Clipping.
Silhouette 6. I think Silhouette 6, Silhouette 7, Silhouette 7 hulks on top of each other, and you notice that the signal, the transponder signal that the Isvarian has, is actually a hodgepodge of all the transponder signals of all the things that have been welded to its hull, and Clarity's managed to replicate this mishmash.
I'm gonna be so sad if we lose this ship.
Hey, it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible you will have to
It's
bug out.
entirely possible in every single mission.
Yeah.
Because that's how this system works.
Yep.
May
Yeah.
lose the ship. We're not losing my chair.
Nope. That's being picked up.
If we
Which
lose
you
the
can't
ship,
fit
we will
in
come
anymore.
back and pick up the chair.
Yep.
Which you can't even fit in anymore. Also, I love that you guys say the Isvarian, because what it's
Yeah, I love
etymology.
that too.
Where if you say Isvarian, you're saying the ice wolf. That is the included. So you should just say Isvarian instead of
Isvarian.
the
If you're gonna
Isvarian.
say D, it should just be D is Sverige.
Yes.
The Isvari. Okay.
Because
I'll probably get it wrong, but
Yeah.
it
Yes.
is interesting.
We're not
It's
expecting.
already in there as a like a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's a block name.
Yeah.
But we will try to do what we can. So, you get into the Lakota at the mission coordinates and you launch. You have Chevron. Yep. All 3 switches. Nearly put a hex on the whole damn thing.
Ooh, we've got a 4th one now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, the upgrade switch.
Yes, we have. Oh yes, our ship is
Hastily welded
upgraded.
yeah.
And
Which is
so yeah,
needed.
you separate from Isvarian and you
I'm gonna switch.
go your separate ways
I'm
as
gonna
you start
get
to
some-
flank this ion trail.
Let's
Did
have
we
some
hire
fighting music.
a bounty hunter, by the way?
What's that? Sorry.
Did we hire 1 or 2 bounty hunters?
I've got down that you hired 1 Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, that was what I meant.
Yeah.
So you have a Mandalorian that is piloting a Z-95 Headhunter.
Okay, good.
And specifically, this Mandalorian is going to meet you at the mission coordinates, which means it's just about to happen, and has, as I say, a Z-95. And from what you could see, the armor on this Mandalorian, because you went for one of the cheaper ones, that it's kind of beat up, and you have a feeling that they are taking on this mission to upgrade their armor, or to repair it.
Fair
so you get to the rendezvous coordinates.
They only get paid if they survive.
You can hear a female voice come over the comms and say, Mocha Nell.
Sorry,
I'm coming into formation.
Identify yourself.
Greetings.
Greetings, Mandalorian.
This is Mocha Nell of the Mandalorian. Of the Mandalore, sorry.
Why? I'm gonna mute
why she will be helping us shoot down all of the fighters.
Oh yeah, we hired one. Yes, you were out of it.
Over, and we hired her to make sure that our flanks don't get targeted by them.
Good. Almost panicked there.
Yes.
Unmuted.
Yes, because we didn't tell. Poor Ed.
Out of commission.
Ed knows, and JT doesn't.
Yes. And you can see that falling into formation with you is a Z-95 Headhunter. It is an X-Wing that doesn't X.
Yeah.
It just has two wings coming out of the sides that don't split. And it still has the engines above and below, so literally the only thing it doesn't do is split to the X. So it has twin cannons instead of the quad cannon effect that you get from in an X-Wing. And you can see it has a decal almost embossed into the side. The Mandalorians don't do things by halves. Even though this is a slightly beat up ship, you have a feeling it was really, really cool in its prime. And you can see that there is a strange looking lizard-like bird that is embossed onto the side of this craft. And you can see in Mandalore, on the side, the sigils translating in your matrix, JT, to show the Dust Raptor.
Well met, Dust Raptor.
And there's a thumbs up in the cockpit from the Mandalorian. And so in formation, you start going to the intercept course for the Prestige. Last call. Well, I say last call. There is the vigilance thing that you can do, but anything before you start the mission?
3 shields forward, 1 shield back for the moment.
Okay.
Already in position in my gunner station. Same with Chevron.
I'm an
What is
IFF.
he on his ship?
What is John 2 doing?
Well, Chevron was going to
Chevron was going to take
ship.
his ship, and John 2 was going to take the other cannon on our ship.
That's right, but we're going to keep it simple. I've redone the encounter specifically for this, and that is that Chevron is going to be the second gunner. We're going to keep it simple. If Paul was here, I would absolutely let him do the virgin flight of his new toy, but because he isn't, I'm going to waylay that so that he's actually physically present for the first time of using his ship. So let's get started.
Well, just briefly, what's the top speed of Isvarian?
The Isvarian top speed, well done actually. Its top speed is 3.
We're going to go at 3 then.
Yours is at 4. So okay. You slow down to speed 3. And you know that the reason why it's speed 3, this is kind of why there's no major weaponry on the Isvarian. It's just like flat cannons and things. And that is because to move a Hulk like that, the speeds that you need to ram into the side of a capital ship, lock onto it, and start welding the shit out of its hull, it needs to be able to go at least speed 3.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of engines for Silhouette 7.
Yes, the entire back end lights up like a Christmas tree. So, matching all the various bits and pieces for it all, you start to make the approach. Suddenly, on open comms, there's a... Sir, it looks confirmed. It's Varian. They're on an approach vector. And you hear this voice. Bjorn, coming finally to reckon with me. Tell me, just so that I know in advance, would you like to die at my hand, like your dear, dear love? Or would you like me to do with you as I was going to do with her, hand you over to the Empire for the tortures I'm told? Or maybe I shall just do that with all that follow you. If you can hear me, I'm sure one or two can. Simply turn and take the head of a lieutenant and present it to me, and I shall have a job opportunity waiting for you. Oh yes. Oh yes.
I'm afraid Björn can't come to the phone right now.
At which point he goes, getting ready for his onslaught, is he? Fine.
Sure.
There's a... What should we do, sir? Iron cannons, I think. He won't even be able to catch up with us if his engines aren't working. Target the engines, take them down. I want that piece of crap floating in space. And I think I'll be the one boarding him for a change. Get onto it. You heard him, boys. Iron cannons only. Charge up and get ready to go in for the kill. Remember, he hasn't got much in the way of weaponry. This is going to be a crapshoot. Copy, Red Leader. And you can see 4 blips breaking off from the sensor echo of the capital ship, and they are coming towards you at high speed. At which point, let's get started with Corinne. You are on the sensor station.
Yep.
I would like you to do me, let's see, it would be a computer check for this one in the first instance. But if you fail to do that, then you can do a perception check, but they will be closer by that time.
Okay, so...
And the computer check is going to be at diff 2.
Okay, I am terrible at computer checks, but I will do the computer check, and then when they come to my actual strength, which is perception, I will do that.
Yeah. Sure.
It's just diff 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a straight, no successes, but advantages.
Okay, yep. So with the advantages, you look at these transponder types, and you're like, well, they're all 4 of them are the same. And they're kind of common. And it's just the heat of the moment that's stopping you from recognizing them. So at medium distance, at long distance, you can only see that all 4 of them are the same model. They close to medium distance, at which point your long-range cam is able to start spotting them visually. So give me a perception check, diff 3.
Yeah. Let's see. With all my things, perception, coming. Yep.
Oh, by the way, Simon, I was looking at something the other day, and it was my talent skill tree, and it says lethal blows on any critical injury. Does that
yes.
even apply when I use guns on a ship?
Weirdly, because they haven't specified, and I'm pretty sure they're going to errata this, yes. Anything that you use to put violence on another person, you have lethal blows. I think it's because you don't hesitate to hurt.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was confused about that and I wanted it out.
You don't hesitate to hurt or kill. So
True.
where other people would have that moment of hesitation, you're just getting in there. In fact, that you probably pulled the trigger before you realized it.
Mm.
Yeah, on this kind of thing. So Corinne.
3 successes and 1 advantage.
Yep, absolutely. If you get rid of the cap, you will see on the NDI feed,
Yes.
4 of them coming towards you.
You can
for
remove my
Y-wing.
beautiful face. It is fine. I shall survive.
No, we want this.
Yeah, so 4 Y-wing fighters, heavy fighters, are coming towards you, and you can see that below the
Y-wing.
cockpit, the twin cannons are glowing with a intense blue light, and they are coming in formation.
Lovely.
Nice.
I presume that you're going to communicate it to the others?
Yes, and I paint the targets.
Yeah, you're gonna do the nice, pretty ones.
Yep. So, now that she's actually seen them, Nima can go back and fill in the gaps to the computer check that she was doing before, and to both you, JT, and you, Victoria, and Chevron as well. You can see that the IFF blips are coming up, and the red dots are showing as Y-Wing BTL-S3.
I really need to get better at gunnery. Oh well.
So these things are coming towards you, and at this point, it's time that we roll initiative. And I've got to roll. Now, it's worth mentioning that when you roll initiative, there's actually, as the book says in the little sidebar there, cool versus vigilance. If you know that you're going into battle, you use cool. Whereas if you're not aware that you're going into battle, you use vigilance. I disagree with that, because you can still use vigilance if you know you're going into a battle. And you can still use cool to keep your cool if you're surprised. So I stick as a house rule that you can use cool or vigilance regardless of the situation. Whichever one is your strength, whichever way is your method of getting into that. So either you're so unfazed that you just roll with it, or you're so well prepared that you're just able to get into it. It seems weird that you can't use preparedness in something that you know is coming. It seems just strange for me. So we're going to continue with that. So let's go for initiative checks, please. So
bad
JT
roll from
coming
JT.
in.
That's not good.
Oh, 2 and 2 for JT.
1 free.
1 and 3. That's not too bad.
Karin?
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. And
We noticed. Also, chevrons. Simon,
Yes.
you roll that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his. I think he's got 2 yellow from his cool. I think it is.
I think he has 2-2.
2-2, is it?
Yeah.
He burns
Yeah,
a lot of strain to get blue dice. I know that.
Oh, yes, that's right. He gets blue dice as well.
He's got the complicated initiative.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I think at this stage the initiative isn't so important, and you're going to have to be. You're going to have to be.
Well,
Careful, 'cause
Karin
you're
is
going-
gonna roll for his gunnery checks anyway, so we could just do that. She does his.
I've just rolled his anyway,
Oh,
so
okay.
he gets 1 and 2. Yeah. Sorry. And
I
then-
know he has better presence than that, Simon. Because cool is presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at least another
And
green
he's
in
a
there.
Twi'lek, so he should
It's
have
another green.
higher.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. I say if I. Oh, okay, 3 and 2. And then for the 4 ships, 1 and 1, and 1 and 2, 0 and 4, and 2 and 3. So who are we missing?
The Mandalorian.
No, I think we're missing someone else. I've got
John
JT,
2,
Victoria.
dinosaur guy.
Yeah, hang on. Nima is 3 and 3. That's what I didn't have down. And then the Mandalorian is
Lost.
backed out at 0 and 3. And then the last one is Yon 2.
Do we even have that many gunnery stations?
The R2 hasn't really got much to do at this point.
Ah,
Yeah.
Good guns.
I will roll him just in case, but mostly he's going to be repairing stuff on the ship, which if he does that badly is going to be more...
harm than good.
Yeah.
All the pit droids are active.
Ah,
We'll say Yontu's in charge of the pit droids. You can tell them what
Yeah,
to do
go
on his
on.
turn.
So the pit droids go on 1 success.
yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna lock that in. So the 0 and 3 is always the Mandalorian. The 1 and 0 is always the pit droids and Yontu, basically grabbing materials and things for them. So the bits that we're going to go for is that it's going to be player, then enemy, player, and then was it 1 and 3 is player, and then enemy, and then was it 1 and
Yontu plus pit droids.
So Yontu and pit droids is after 2 enemies. So I'm just writing droids there, and I'll make that X4 as well, just for simplicity's sake. Otherwise, this is going to be huge.
Yeah, there's a lot
And
of
then
initiatives.
finally the Mandalorian. Okay, so it's player, enemy, player, enemy, droids, enemy, Mandalorian.
Alright, that
So,
sounds simple enough.
yep. And
Sorry to do this. X4?
Yes, I said X4. I'm going to put with the droids for convenience
Right, cool.
because he's only going to be repairing the ship anyway. It doesn't really matter where he comes in.
Oh, I've
and-
got a plan.
Oh, plans.
Oh, do you need me to roll for X4 then?
No, it doesn't matter. You can still go
I'll
on with the
put
droid.
him in. Go on, hang on. May as well do it now. So his vigilance is 2 green. 1 and 3.
He should be where I am.
So he's so it's player, enemy, player, enemy, droids, enemy, Mandalorian. And I'm just writing down your so actually I'll just put that as X4. So it's player, enemy, player, X4, enemy, droids, enemy, Mandalorian. Not at all confusing.
Not at all.
Korean. Ed. Okay. Oh, sure. Right. So, top of the initiative.
I'm
Yes.
going to suggest X4 goes here.
Oh, what
As
is
JT
X4 gonna do?
Shouts over the comms. X4, jam their comms.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So
They can rumble us.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you're soon to be rumbled anyway because the real Asvarian is going to.
But if we can push that back as much as possible, that would be
Okay,
good.
sure.
I'm gonna fuck with them.
So
I am
yeah.
all for this.
X4 is going to go in hard, and actually he's got a thing, hasn't he? No, that's for yeah, sure. X4 gets right in there and starts to send out a jamming pulse. He's effectively sending spam out at such a rate that it's almost impossible for anything nearby to send out a signal. That also means that you can't communicate with Mokanel. He's completely jammed the communications in the area that you're in. So that's X4.
It's fine, I'll use the force.
Just in general, use the force.
Yeah, because
It's only temporary. It's only 1 round.
Yeah.
Oh well, he can sustain it.
Yeah.
If he chooses sustain, he can sustain it, and they have to break him by doing a counter slice at 2 reds and a purple
While they're flying.
while
Yeah.
flying.
While
Yeah,
flying.
and well, that'll be their action. So if the pilot does it, they just have to coast, which means they can't do any of their actions. And if the gunner does it, gunner can't fire.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's the first one done. Next is a player again.
Yes.
Guns.
Are we sending Corinne first so she can do the spotting, or do we already have advantage because of that?
No, all that's done is stop them from being able to report that it is not the Isvarian.
Okay.
Even with the
Yeah,
spotting
sounds like
that
a
I
decent
did.
idea then.
Oh no, not the jamming. The spotting I did earlier.
The spotting you did earlier was just to identify them
Yeah.
as they were
Okay,
coming
I
up.
will do my.
Otherwise, they would have caught you blindsided, and they would have got they would have all got blues to their initiative rolls.
Well,
Name it.
fair
Paint
enough.
the targets.
yeah, I'm painting targets.
Sure.
Diff.
So this is going to be a diff 2, and this is different to usual by the fact that you can do a number of different things. So you can, as part of the house rule, choose one. You can choose one target to lower the diff to shoot at it.
Okay.
Or you can choose one target and lower the crit rating. So you need less advantages to crit on it this turn. At the end of the turn, your spot is gone, because as they're weaving around, because they are fightercraft, you'll have to pick up the region again. So what you're doing is kind of painting a cold shot. Which is very Star Wars. Instead of it being a cooling vent, you can either choose to make them easier to hit by tracking their telemetry, or you can do a prepare for cold shot. Which one would you like to do?
Let's reduce their armor. I think that's probably the most useful one.
Make them easier to hit.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So track telemetry. You're tracking the speed and the speed and direction of one of the Y-wings.
Yeah.
So I will put that on there. So tracked, and
Do you want me to roll?
So give me a roll at diff 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. And the advantage in this case is going to be there is a blue dice for the first person who tries to attack this.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to attack that particular Y-wing, just say I fire at the tracked Y-wing.
Numbers
next
is
up is actually that Y-wing. So that Y-wing, the pilot is going to
stay on target.
stay on target because as it's coming in, you can't hear what they were saying on the comms because the comms are all scrambled, and he's going to stay on target, which means that it upgrades his the dice rolls against you, but also your dice rolls against him. So he's kind of coming in death or glory style, and the pilot is going to attempt to hit you, and I believe it's 3 black because of your shields.
It is indeed.
Yep. Okay.
Front arc.
So, yep, they're coming in. Well, you get to choose which arc because you're a silhouette 4. You get to choose which arc. If you were silhouette 5 or above, the attacker gets to choose which arc they fire at. So, rolling against that, no. Even though they line up the shots and they're focusing on it all, you're powering up the front shields means that when the twin ion blast goes in and hits it, it ricochets off the shield, and I'm going to say is going to give a black to the next one that attacks you. Actually, it might actually be 2. Hang on, let's have a look.
Yes, what the disadvantage? I think it's disadvantages are not as powerful as advantages, as I remember, in combat.
So let's see, 2 threats. The active character or an allied character suffers 1 on his next turn. So so two threats equals 1 black on the next action. The next thing to shoot at you gets a black on top of the other blacks. We are up to another character. Another player.
Guns, go, go, go.
Guns,
I-
guns, guns.
Guns.
So Felicia, who are you going to fire at?
Whatever one Nima has pointed out to me.
Okay, the tracked one. In that case, upgrade your dice roll once and also add a blue. You're both the same silhouette, so
Yes,
diff 2.
but if I remember correctly, we installed the advanced targeting computer, so
Yep,
true aim should apply here.
Yep, so true aim does that again. So upgrade it twice and add 2 blues is the total.
So,
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Thing
you've
is,
got a
I
crazy
have
good
a-
targeting computer.
yes, but I need help figuring out the roles here, because I have 2 agility, and I
Yeah.
need to upgrade 3 times, because I have
You have
one
any gunnery?
I have
No.
1 in gunnery.
Okay, so you got
And
2
2
agility, 1 gunnery. So at the moment you
So it's
are
2 yellow, 1 green.
a yellow. Do you want to do it instead, Corinne?
No, I was gonna say it's 2 yellow, 1 green. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
because
going to
the
go
green
through it
gets
bit by bit,
upgraded,
but you go
but
ahead.
then it is again, so I get another green, right? And then 2
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah, so it goes from because you go first upgrade is from green to yellow,
Yeah.
and then because you don't have anything more to upgrade, it just goes to another green.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then what is the diff?
Diff 2, and the shield on this is 1, so 1 black. So the diff is 2 purple, 1 black. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. So, ouch. This is
Ow,
this
wow.
is going to hurt. So this is going to be, assuming that you're going to be spending both the triumphs and the advantages on crits. This may be a crit.
2 triumphs can be spent to completely nullify the ship. Just until it's repaired, knock it out the fight. 2 triumphs.
Oh shit!
When dealing damage to a target, have the target destroy a piece of equipment the target is using.
No, and then you need to look
ship.
at the ship one. Ship
By
one.
dealing damage to an opposing vehicle or ship, have the shot destroy some important component of the attacker's choice, rather than deal hull damage or system strain, leaving it completely inoperable until fully repaired.
Okay, so that not the ship completely inoperable, it's the part completely inoperable.
Good point. Yes, I misread
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was about to say that there's no role that completely takes that other than destroying it. So, does it say of the
attacker's choice?
Of the attacker's choice? I'm surprised that isn't on this one here. Okay, fair enough. Victoria, you have got 2 choices. Well, yeah, you got 2 choices. You can either crit at, what would it be? Let me bring up the weapon.
Let's see here. The twin laser cannons have a free to crit, and if I have 2 advantages, I can link.
Okay.
1.
So what I'm going to recommend is, because it's linked, you can, if you use 2 advantages to link it,
But then
you
crit
can,
twice.
you can either do 2 separate crits at +10, then on top of your vicious stuff. So you can do 2 separate blams, and which will both do separate amounts of damage, and then 2 crits on top of that. Or you can do 2 shots that do 2 separate amounts of damage and take out 2 components of your choice. Because the linked shot copies whatever.
Yeah,
the
it copies what the first one is.
Yeah. So which one would you like to do?
Well, you said I could destroy 2 different things on the ship.
Yes.
Well, if I take out both the motor and the guns, it can't do anything.
It's completely fucked, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Like, that's not even a question. I love crits, but I can completely make that ship inoperable.
Well, at least
Sure.
the guns. Yeah.
No,
So-
the guns and the motor.
Yeah.
So the twins' target both goes, and as the two bolts go out, one of them clips the front of it, and the second one hits one of the engines. There's suddenly this huge arc that goes over the ship, and it's just floating in space. However, this thing has a soak of 3. You did 9 points of damage on each shot, which brings it down to 6. You get it to 12. You do 12 hit points out of 12. This thing, the sheer amount of damage that's been done to it, you can see the ship breaking up.
Oh dear.
From now on, any hit on this ship is just a crit.
Yeah.
Nice shot, kid. Don't get cocky.
Love it.
Kid.
But yeah, you have a feeling that the crew on board this Y-wing is going to be attempting to keep themselves alive and from the ship from blowing up. You feel that they're probably doing fire control right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not an issue
No.
anymore. I think.
We're not really here for annihilation of this random ships. We're here for one guy.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but the fact that
he works for the Black Sun, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
and the
Chevron,
other thing as
second
well is
target.
that Chevron has kind of scuppered part of the tactic without knowing it, and that is they're not going to be called back for the Isvarian now, which is going to have a profound effect. It's going to make things more difficult for you, but it's going to make things a fuck ton easier for Bjorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are not going back to help out. So you're not going to be shooting them in the back. You're going to be shooting them in the face. But considering you've just taken one out with the true aim and your targeting computer and all the rest of it, your gunship is doing what gunships do best.
I mean, we can, if we think it's too heated, we'll just stop jamming the comms and they'll be like, oh!
Yeah. You can absolutely do that. So that was the first one. That was Victoria. So Victoria's had hers.
Yes, I have
So
my turn.
the last two
sadly.
is Ed and Chevron in any order.
Chevron, guns.
Okay.
Guns.
Pew pew.
Guns.
So Chevron is 1 yellow, 3 green, and I presume that you're going to
Upgrade ones because true aim.
use the true aim, upgrade, and blue for true aim
Yep.
using the targeting computer. I'm pretty sure everybody can use the targeting computer
Yeah.
as many times as you have gunning stations. So we'll throw that in, and it's
Yeah,
diff
it's just a
2
maneuver.
as at short range. These things are coming in. Oh well, actually they're close range now. Sorry, these things are coming in even further.
Yep. Pew pew. Oh, damn it. I
Yep.
can't roll for that.
So yeah, you. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put a black in there as well because it has got a shield. But it doesn't matter. You failed anyway. And actually, I do need to roll
the
just
black
in case.
so we know
Yeah, I-
the advantages you
I
have.
rolled the first one.
You
there
rolled
was-
it already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that case, you have 3 advantages. How would you like to spend them?
What can you spend ship advantages on? I don't have a sheet up.
Perform an immediate free maneuver, provided the active character has not already performed 2 maneuvers that turn.
Mm-hmm.
Or add black to the target character's next piloting or gunnery check. Or add a blue to any allied character's next piloting or gunnery computer's mechanics check, including the active character. And that's for 2 advantages.
Okay, what can you do for free?
For free, you can, when dealing damage, have the shot temporary, but we're not dealing damage, so that one doesn't work. Ignore penalizing terrain or stellar effects until
You
the
can
end
give
of
yourself
the
a point of defense.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think it's for the end of the active character's next turn. So yeah, you are shooting at it, and you're effectively giving covering fire. They have
Chevron
to
is.
Chevron is firing, and the spread of laser fire makes them break formation. So the next one is going to stay on target, so it's going to upgrade.
Which means that since that is the next of your turn, you should go last the next turn.
Yes, the shower should go last.
He was last. He was last but one this turn.
Yeah, I need to.
So next is Ed. What are you going to do?
Has the Asvarian turned up yet?
The Asvarian. It's been the first round of combat, but they were actually just going to wait until you are engaged. Yes, at this point you would hear a confirmation that the Asvarian is making its approach.
Okay, in that case, I am going to accelerate.
Sure.
I and the ship are going to take 2 strain to do evasive maneuvers.
Sure.
And I'm going to gain the advantage.
Okay,
That's my action.
Because you're gaining the advantage, you're on the same speed as the other ships, because they're all going at speed 4 as well. So taking the advantage is only diff 2.
Yes, it is. Basically, this means they don't get their upgrades on us, but we get our upgrades on them.
Nice.
Oh dear.
Except we failed.
Oh.
Ooh.
Failed, but got a triumph.
Okay. So, you can see that because there's so many of them, trying to gain the advantage on so many of them, you're trying to herd cats here in space. And so, unfortunately, you don't manage to do that. How would you like to spend your advantages and triumph? And what are you doing instead? How do you end up turning this around to your situation?
So what I'm doing is I'm flying in between them a lot, so they're all turning and having to take their shots, stop their shots for a bit so they don't hit each other, make their own maneuvers, try and not hit each other. So that's my kind of defense advantages.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how much defense I can add to that.
So with the 3 advantages, you can boost it by 1, and then with the triumphs, you can boost it by 2. So with the +1 that's been given by Chevron, and yours, you will be your front shield will effectively be +6 black dice.
Yep. That will do, yeah.
Sure.
So I'm
And then you have one
trying to make them
advantage
hit each
left,
other.
and you can give a blue to the next character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Okay.
So they have to slow down to not hit each other. That's an easy target.
Yeah. So the other thing you did, so that was the press the advantage. What was your maneuver again?
I sped up and I took evasive maneuvers.
Oh, evasive maneuvers. Yeah. Remind me, evasive maneuvers.
Upgrades the diff to hit us, but upgrades our diff to hit them.
Yes. Cool. Okay. There we go. So you speed up, and I'm just putting this on. So it's evade, and until we get here again, it is +3 defense. Cool.
I haven't got to do much fancy flying before.
Yeah, you're happy.
So now we've got 2 of the Y-Wings are going to throw in on this. So first one is going to be the gunner is going to stay on target, upgrading. And so the stakes are getting higher and higher in this fight. The gunner is going to go in, so he upgrades that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's ridiculous. And I think that's everything. Oh, and of course we've got to upgrade the difficulty of hitting you as well, don't we?
Yes.
Yes.
So it goes up to a red. Yeah.
No.
Nothing happening. You see as this gunner is having a panic attack, trying to use the gimbaled guns on the front of these.
You saw what happened to the other ship.
Yeah, and the fact that in order to try and corral them all into pressing the advantage, which is what Ed was trying to do. He's kind of flying really erratically. Instead of doing like kind of combat flying, instead he's kind of trying to get to a point where he can get them all in one place and then put pressure on them, and they just don't have a clue what he's doing. This one he's firing, and he's firing in such a way where he's going to try to get the next person to fire to be the one who lands the hit, kind of coming in with a scissor motion, and that's going to give a blue to the next guy. So
still versus 6 and upgraded difference.
I'm going to roll again. So the next one comes in and the same thing happens. Again, staying on target with the blue. They come in on a scissor motion, and because it's one of those things, if they think they're chasing you, you're chasing them.
Yeah.
Not today, boyo.
So the droids are sat there watching this with the droid equivalent of popcorn. They've got the
some oil in a can that is sipping,
passing it back and forth. So the droids are in one of the cargo bays at the moment, watching on one of the vid screens of the front camera view of the ship, and just watching the fight go on ahead. And there's a couple of nasty blasts that hit, but they see it ricochet off the shield, and there's this whole kind of wah 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 as the shields hold. The final one, because the Mandalorian has actually managed to flank around to the side. They mostly were coming to you because they were attacking. They're doing an attack vector on you. The Mandalorian's not going to come in yet, so one final attack on you. Let's go for that. Oh god, yeah. That one should have had a blue as well, but I doubt that's going to do anything.
No.
Okay, it's only one failure instead. You watch as all three of these ships have a full-on panic attack at what is quite clearly this tricked out, heavily shielded gunboat when they expected this floating brick, and they are just not ready at all for this. At that point, Mokanel comes flying out of the black and is going to target. Let's see which one. It's going to target them, and they have all stay on target. So that's an upgrade for her, and so. Let's see if how she does. That gets upgraded. No, it doesn't get upgraded because they're not part of the evasive maneuvers. So she weighs in and she crits as well.
Nice.
She's going to go for the crit rather than the link, I think. Let's see.
Crits are fun. I agree.
She's only going to do 3 points of damage, but she wants that crit. Rather than going for the linked, so she does 3 points of damage to one of the ships, and she's going to roll a straight ship crit. Shields down. And decrease defense in all of the defense zones by 1 until this critical hit is repaired. So this one here now has no shield. She comes in and you watch as the shield just crackles, and with a cartwheel, what she's going to do for the she's going to go evasive maneuvers as well now that she's what's the word,
painted a target on herself.
Now that she's made herself known, she's going to go evasion as well, which means her next attack is going to be at disadvantage. The diff is going to be upgraded. That's the Mandalorian. Back to the top. That was, I think, Nima last time? No, it was X4 last time.
Oh, it was X4 last time. I'm going to suggest I swap with X4 now.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
No, but then we lose the defense from you.
You will lose 2 defense by doing so.
But we get another choice, another opportunity to gain the advantage.
This is true. This is true. Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
So we're going to.
I mean,
this time round.
the main bulk of the guys that were attacking us were after JT anyway. So
Yeah.
So go for it.
I'm
Ed,
getting
what do
the
you do?
advantage on the injured fella. The
Okay.
Ooh, the one without shields.
Indeed. Still going at speed 4.
Yes, both of you are still on speed 4.
Oh yeah.
Advantage gained.
yeah.
Nicely done. So they're gonna. I'm just gonna give them a blue.
And
They deserve that blue. They don't
Yep.
have shields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
so
gonna shoot them now.
they are completely shieldless. Yeah. At this point, and so that's that.
And I'm
Anything
taking
else?
evasive maneuvers as well.
And you're going to continue with the evasive maneuvers. So evasive maneuvers also it gets extended to the your gunners, doesn't it? So it upgrades the checks for them.
But because I gained the advantage, it doesn't on the target that
cancels
I've
it.
gained the advantage. That's the point of gaining the advantage.
Oh yes, because yes, they get the problems and you don't. Okay. Yep.
Wait,
Done.
wait.
Okay. So that is Ed. Next player.
I wanna shoot.
Do you want to shoot? Okay, you don't want me to try and paint the targets first? Or you want to just one shoot him?
JT can decide. Do we wanna keep at least one more extra black from Corinne or nah?
No, that Chevron was the one who got the black, not me.
Oh, that is true.
Take
Yeah.
this guy out, Nima. When this person's dead, paint another target.
Yeah.
Chevron will go for that.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yep,
Paint
cool.
the target on the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
Okay,
wrong with you,
Victoria, go for it.
Okay, so first of all, crewing. So upgrade and gain a blue.
And no black.
And then JT, what do I have for pluses? Because I can't see the gain fire thing here.
You don't worry about gaining the advantage.
Okay.
That just basically means my evasive maneuvers doesn't affect you. But you
Okay,
still
that
get
is
the blue from my last check.
Yes.
that
Yes.
I do.
You get an extra blue. There is no black, so it's just two purple.
Go.
Ouch. That was
yeah.
not a nice one.
And yeah, it ricochets off.
Fuck.
Unfortunately, no hit this time. So who's up next? It's another player.
Do you want Chevron or me?
Nima,
You
go.
paint the target and then Chevron can shoot them.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nima, are you going to roll to get a? Are you rolling to get a crit? Or...
Also, have an extra blue since I got one advantage.
Oh. Yes. I will do the lowering their defenses again because that was really good.
make it easier to hit. Yeah, you're
yeah.
not lowering their defenses. You're making them easier to hit.
Yeah.
Sure, go for it.
Are you doing it on the one of
The
the,
one without
others or the
shields.
one without shields?
The one without shields.
The one
actually-
without shields because let's get that one out.
Yeah.
Let's do numbers.
Okay.
Numbers.
Diff 2,
Yeah, diff 2.
because the speed is the same.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Ooh,
I
that's
had.
a roll.
Wow.
Boy. Okay, let's see. What can you do again?
A lot.
So with that, you can upgrade the next any allied character's next check, including the current active character. So I would say you could not only is
You
the
could
you can upgrade
Chevron's.
Chevron's attack.
Yeah. Is that with
And
just
you
the
could
advantages?
give us like extra defense, I think.
Yeah, I would allow that. You could give 3 defense by predicting where they all are going.
I will do that with my advantages. I'm just gonna be like, okay, guys, they're going there, defense.
Okay, so let's see. It's this one here. So that was Ed, Victoria, Nima. So that is +3 defense, and that's good because that +3 defense has just gone. So you're still you're at +4 at the moment because Chevron hasn't acted, but he's about to. So you're currently at +4, but then you'll be at +3 when Chevron acts.
Yeah.
You guys watch as on your HUD the predicted routes of all the Y-wings suddenly get put in as laser trails. And
What
this
can
is
I-
increasing your defense.
Yes. What can I use my triumph for in this context?
You can upgrade Chevron's next attack
Okay. Yeah.
above and beyond the upgrade he would get for true aim.
Yeah, he's gonna true aim and then use your upgrade on top
Yeah,
of that.
you might use my upgrade and also get the not
Free
lo-
defense.
not the lower defense, but the thing I did, the painted target.
Oh yeah, painted target. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the for Chevron's attack, let's do Chevron's next.
Okay.
For Chevron's attack, upgrade it twice, give it a blue, it's diff 1, and there's no black.
Yes.
Isn't it 2 blues because earlier we got
Yeah,
An
2
extra-
blues.
Oh
Because
yeah, sorry, yes, a
upgraded
blue for
twice.
yeah, sorry, I've got one here. Yeah, a blue.
So
one.
you should have 3 yellow, 1 green, 2 blues, and 1 purple.
yes.
Yes.
It should be ridiculous.
I mean, not as ridiculous as earlier.
Not as ridiculous as you'd think, but it's still a bloody good hit. So
Yeah, because that is
that's 10 damage, and
either a crit or
No, it's not.
a link.
No.
No, because that's advantages. Oh, fuck.
disadvantages. Yeah, it's just lots of damage. So that's 10 points of damage. The Soaker 3 applies, and so that is going to be 7 points of damage. You can see that this is an incredibly damaged craft. It's still working, but there's several fires on board. You have a feeling even a half decent hit would disable this. So that was Chevron. So you're back down to that, and so the only person who's left is X4.
X4.
Jake.
Drop the jamming and try and fix this strain.
Absolutely. So you hear the. I still need to get a soundboard and
It sounds pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, it works.
so let's get this right. We have.
Sorry, JT is definitely playing the captain in this one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Nima
That is
might be
fine.
captaining when it comes to social stuff, but when it's in a spacecraft fight, it's all up to JT.
You all have your
Wheelhouses.
wheelhouses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the system strain is less than half your system strain threshold.
Yes.
So the diff is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Then on top of that, he's got the pit droids, which will upgrade it once and add 2 blues. And oof.
Yeah.
So that is 3 strain that gets repaired as a result of that.
Oh, nice. And we had 2
Yeah.
strains, so that is 0 strain.
Yep.
Lovely.
So between the pit droids and X4, they identify the fuses that have blown, and they run straight up, and they're just ripping out fuses, throwing them on the floor, and slamming other ones in. Again, well-oiled machine. So that was X4, and now the remaining 3
X4
are
and the
going
pit
to
droids.
attempt to attack you. But what's happened is that Mocha now is currently on the tail of one of them.
Yeah.
And that is the one with the no shields. And
Yeah.
so she's going to chase them. So the one with no shields is actually going to do evasive maneuvers and try to press the advantage on Mocha. So let's do that. That's pilot is that and that. If 2 and bloop, nope, does not manage to press the advantage. So and the gunner is going to attempt to put out some fires on board. So at the moment it's a diff 2, but they're not good at this. They're just a gunner.
Nope. They made the fires worse.
They actually give themselves 3 system strain as in the attempt to
They make it
put out the
worse.
fire. They end up spraying the extinguisher into a very sensitive part. So you watch as the wing, the Y wing, kind of stutters and kind of jars around.
I just saw the roll. They rolled 2 blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the gunner has done more harm than good on that ship, and that's it. No attacks. The gunner is trying to put out the fire at the moment because they kind of know that they're fucked if the next thing comes up. Shields are completely scuppered. The gunner could have tried to repair the shields, but the huge amount of fire on board is more important. The other two, however, are going to attack.
6
you.
defense, bitch.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, we are
No.
back down to normal defense. 'Cause
No, we
Shepard-
are
No,
Plus
because
3.
They topped it up again.
Oh,
So
yes,
Nima.
yes.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
Nima's prediction of the routes means that you know where to go, JT, and that's how I'm justifying it. So the upgraded. Because of your defensive maneuvers and you're gaining the advantage, you have upgraded the attack.
No,
then,
evasive maneuvers.
you've
evasive
updated the
maneuvers.
diff. Yeah,
Yeah.
you updated the diff. So they're still going to go stay on target, and they are.
Which means it's easier for us to hit them.
It is easy. Yeah, you get an upgrade against these guys as well.
Oh yeah, so we should upgrade them more.
So they managed to get their first hit. Good God.
It might be soaked though.
What's the ship's soak at the moment? 4, is it?
Ooh, I did not move that out. 3, armor of 3.
3. Okay, so they do you 6 points of ion damage, which goes straight to your ship's strain.
Okay, so we do
However, that gets reduced by 3, so it's actually 3 ship strain that you get at the moment, as the first ion blast starts to overload, and you get the very dramatic sparking of systems and computers, and they don't get to link it either, so it is just the one.
X4, I thought I told you to fix this.
Correct.
You get a slightly annoyed whistle from X4. No actual words come up. It's just making a noise from its noise unit. It's kind of flipping you off.
I just did that.
That's the first one. The second one's going to do exactly the same. These are formation fighters. They do the same thing unless they have like the one who's got fire on board. They default to something else. So we're going to go again, and a couple of the stray shots hit the shields at just the wrong angle, and it just bounces off. It's quite dramatic, the flashes that are coming from the shield. But there's nothing coming through at this point. You've got this lovely, great big. Shield that's emitting a huge amount of power in front of you, and you're using it for all your worth and keeping your nose pointing at all of them all times. So that's that. And now the Mandalorian closes in on the ship where they're fighting the fire.
Yeah.
And the Mokanel puts the Y-wing in her sights and is going to go again. And so it's... Where is it? That one. Does she get the blue? No, she doesn't get the blue this time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 versus... they're doing evasive maneuvers, so that does get upgraded, but the shields are down this time. So,
Wow!
ouch!
Lots of triumphs this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and the complete wash on the diff. Look, that diff could have been anything.
Yeah.
It's complete wash on the diff. So yeah, she does a ridiculous amount of damage, and she's not even going to go for the crit at this point. Because she knows she's going to kill them. Actually, no, it has got a lot of soak. It's still got 3 soak, so this is going to do... Yeah, still going to do enough damage. Still going to do enough damage. The soak is the successes, and then the damage goes through. So what she's going to do instead is she's going to upgrade both Victoria's and Chevron's next shot. So she's going to give them a triumph each, and she's going to give JT. She's going to give the next allied character, whoever it is, a blue, and she's going to give Victoria and Chevron an upgrade to their next shot. And the way she's doing that is that when it blows up, she's going to do the very dramatic flying through the explosion and coming out the other side. And as she does so, she's going to use that moment of surprise, that element of surprise, to effectively go like on a ramming course to the two Y-wings. And she's making the two Y-wings do a predictable course and kind of putting them in your line of fire. That's just
love me a dramatic bitch.
Yeah, I think she qualifies for that today. And so that's her. She blows up the ship and comes through all American Hero style. So that one is this one here. That's gone. You've got two left. Top of the initiative. Who's going first?
I'm going to take this again if that's all right.
Yeah, go. Go
Take
for it.
it.
Yeah.
And use that extra blue.
Absolutely. Two we've got left. Any difference between them?
Nope. I made things simple on myself, and I made a regimented squadron of craft.
Okay, so let's gain some advantage on the one on the left.
Absolutely.
By the way, has the big ship reacted to the fact that the Isvarian is coming from the other side?
So you're only 2 rounds in, and so that basically means that at this point the Isvarian is at close range. Now, actually, you've got X4 to stop jamming the comms. So you do hear Vigo Cross saying, "Get back here, you imbeciles! You've got the wrong one! You've got the wrong..." And you can hear in the background, Sir, they're nearly here. They're on an intercept course."
Yeah.
End of this round, the Isvarian is going to take a big fucking bite out of the prestige. The front of the ship is effectively a large maw of
Battering ram.
and battering ram, magna locks, and plasma cutters. It's just like a fucking mincing machine on the front of it, which then opens up into what is a boarding ramp. So
advantage gained, I believe.
yeah, so
successes.
on one of them.
just to maybe.
I think I gave the advantage to you on all of them last round. I'll put it on just one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, evasive maneuvers. So absolutely, just keeping like dead on this one,
Sure.
but staying out of the way of the other. Hopefully.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So evasive maneuvers makes it so that you upgrade the defense for all of for everything, and then press the advantage means that they don't get the same honor from you.
The one we're pressing advantage.
The one you're pressing
on,
against. So that's the one that the guy should be shooting for.
Yeah.
Is the one that you're pressing on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Just making that clear. So that's Ed. So Ed, you've had your round 3 go. Someone else.
Do you want
Targeting.
me to? Yeah, like to say, target it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Can I have the advantage as a blue, Ed? Or unless you want
I did I not say that out loud?
No.
I thought that. Didn't say it out loud. Sorry.
Passing it forward.
Yes, diff 2 again. I'm doing the same thing of.
Div 2. You're just tracking them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a specialized IFF station, so it's not
Oh,
higher
dear.
diff unless they do something. Okay. Yep. So the diff stays at to attack this one at 2. What would you like to do with your 4 advantages? You can raise the defense once.
Can't I raise it twice?
The defense once and give the next person a blue.
I thought raising.
No, raising a defense is 3, which means actually you're only at +2 defense at the moment.
Yes, I thought it was 2. I'm sorry. Sorry. No, it's 2.
Oh, actually, that was from your previous go as well, so that's actually dropped.
Yeah, we're clear now.
Yeah, it's dropping now.
Yeah,
It's
well,
our turn.
they are all after us anyway, so I didn't see any point in waiting.
So if you want, you can raise defense by 1 up to 4.
Or I can give the next person 4 blues.
4 blues? Oh yeah, 4
that's
blues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they cost 1.
Yeah, it's a 1-to-1 conversion.
Yeah. If you want, yeah.
What do we think?
Why not? For
I
me, it
think
doesn't matter.
hitting's more important than
Yeah.
not being hit.
Yeah,
Because they haven't
let's-
done too well so far.
Yeah, let's race
4 blues. to the
4
next
blues
attack.
to the next person as
Sure.
I
Okay.
almost
Sounds
get it, but not
great.
quite. I almost get it, but not quite.
Okay. I'm assuming that the next person is Victoria then.
Victoria or Chevron, whichever one. Remember,
Yes,
your
this is me.
Actually,
Yes.
an enemy slot here.
No, that enemy died.
Oh, enemy.
Yep.
Yeah, they are tied to
I've
slots.
fixed the enemies in their
Yeah.
slots
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
for sanity's sake. You guys can swap it around, but these are all the same. So when I've got Y-wing 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row because sanity. So 1 and 2 are dead. 3 and 4.
So let's see here. I get 1 upgrade from the cannons, then 1 upgrade from the Mandalorian, and then 4 blues on
you
top
also
of
get
that.
an upgrade from them staying
True,
on target.
Yes,
yes,
I
you do. Yes,
Yeah.
they stayed on target. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I've just realised the advanced targeting computer both upgrades your gunnery by 1, and if you take the maneuver, you get another blue and another upgrade.
Oh, that is true.
So actually, it's a
That's
twice
disgusting.
upgrade.
Yeah, so,
That's absolutely
so
disgusting.
many
You-
upgrades.
you-
How many upgrades is that in total?
To be fair, you bought a gunship. Well, you
4.
converted your ship into a gunship. So
I'm
I shouldn't be
upgrading my thing, like,
surprised. 4 times.
yes.
Because it's target
First from
advanced time.
1 yellow, 1 green, to 2 yellow, and then to 1 green, and then to 3 yellow, and then 1 green again.
Yeah, so 3 yellow, 1 green.
I was gonna say
Plus
so.
7 blue.
So it's stay on target. That is upgraded.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Targeting system.
Target
Stay
system. And then so yeah, 4. Yeah.
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 Welcome to Star Wars Maths Edition.
Yeah.
Now, what is the diff?
The diff is 2 because Nima didn't manage to lower the diff. And this one...
Does it have any blacks?
Should have shields up.
This one has got shields, so it's 2 purple and 1 black. Because that's a threat, right?
So,
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's 10 points of damage. So yeah, 10 points of damage. So this one is now heavily on fire as well. What are you going to do with your 3 advantages? You can either link
and shoot him with 10 damage again,
and give it another 10 damage.
which I
or-
will do because that should kill it.
Yeah, so that puts it at -8.
And then I will give Chevron 8 blue for the last advantage.
Sure. Okay. Yep. That last one is gone. So that one is the one that you press the advantage on. The next one is the last one, and this one, because of your evasive maneuvers, is going to have an upgraded difficulty. So the difficulty for this one is 1 red, 1 purple, 1 black.
Chevron will do his aiming, so
Yeah.
he gets
So
2
you
upgrades.
upgrade him twice because of the Mandalorian.
Yep, the Mandalorian, and then the true
So
aim.
then 3 times then, because you said
Upgrade to gunnery,
Yeah.
maneuver to upgrade, and add a blue.
yeah, maneuver to upgrade. So that is 3 upgrades, but also because they stayed on target, that's another upgrade.
No,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No,
no, this is the
Oh
other
yes,
one.
actually, sorry. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
he stayed
they
on target.
stayed on target.
Yeah.
They stayed on target. They were trying to get you.
This,
Yeah.
this is, however, the thing we didn't gain the advantage on, so the diff is upgraded.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
1 red, 1 purple.
That was
Yeah.
how it was. Yeah, yeah.
and so 2 blue. Oh no, 3 blue.
No,
one blue, one
One
blue
blue.
for the weapon, 1 blue from
2 blue. 2 blue
Victoria.
total.
2 blue. Okay.
And then 1 blue from me.
Yeah, I counted that in the 2 blue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Roll insane dice pool.
Okay. Sorry. Woo!
Sure.
Nice.
So your introduction to this one So that's 6 plus 1 is 7 damage, minus 3 is 4 points of damage. And what would you like to do with the successes? You can link it once.
I was gonna say
with
link
two
it
advantages.
once and then crit if it's not dead.
Could I make a suggestion?
Yeah, suggest.
Because the Triumph suggests do something vital in turning the field of battle. Can we terrify them with our overwhelming firepower and make them mutiny or run away or something?
You can get them to do a route check, certainly. Yeah. If you want to do that. Yeah. So
Whichever.
Or you just link it and then crit it, because the triumph should count as one advantage. So we could use 2 to link and then 3 to crit.
Well,
Or
I
you
can
can crit
just
just on the
crit.
Triumph.
Yeah, I can just crit on the triumph. So,
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
each triumph is a crit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely linking it first. That's the first thing I'm
Yeah.
gonna link.
So that brings it down. So it's taken a total of 8 damage.
Yeah. And make it do a like this is the last chip, right? This is the last
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
No, if you
Crit,
crit,
crit.
hang on.
Yeah.
If you crit, you will crit twice because the crit applies to the roll, and the roll gets linked, which means
Yes.
that both of them crit.
Oh wow.
Or you can get them to rout, but that only that if you get them to rout, they won't. You won't crit.
Which is sad. Crit.
Yeah,
crit.
let's crit twice. Crit.
Okay. So roll 2 regular crits.
Okay.
They
Is
happen
it one?
crits.
Oh yeah. So they happen. So it's not one
They
crit.
happen at the same time, so not, you don't get the upgrade. It's just 2 regular crits.
Yeah.
That's powerful enough. So power fluctuations and component hit. So I've got the components thing here.
One
Can you roll me-
component of the attacker's choice.
Is knocked offline is random not rolled at the end of the round for a list of.
it's a good choice. So
Yeah,
I'll
tell
give
me
you
the
a quick
components.
list. I'll give you a list. Where is it?
Wait, which one is it? 710?
Vehicle crits.
Yeah. It's a
I
small ship.
suggest sublight engines.
Yes, sublight engines is probably the better one.
That's
And-
that has their hyperdrive.
I
Or-
don't have the list here. Let's
No.
see, page.
The engine
710.
reduces the speed.
Landing gear, weapon system, sensors, comms, sublight engine, hyperdrive, shield, landing bay, cargo hold, or bridge.
Yes.
It's just until the end of the following round. So which one do you?
It's until they're repaired, right?
No component
Oh,
hit.
yes, it's a crit. Yep.
It's just until the end
Yeah,
of the
until
round.
the end of the round. So yeah.
Which one do you guys recommend for that one?
Also, since power fluctuations cannot voluntarily inflict safe some. Okay, so they can't do the.
He can't burst for extra maneuvers.
No. I would say like he's almost dead, so the shields doesn't matter. So I mean, weapon system, meh.
I mean, he might do a route check anyway at this
He'll
point.
be a sitting target for the Mandalorian, and then us next.
Oh
turn.
yeah, the Mandalorian is next.
Yes. So just destroy his engine for a turn, and we can just shoot him while he's a sitting duck.
Well,
Yeah. Yes. So if you do the sublight engines, it will reduce the ship speed.
can I get his? So if we don't want him shooting at us and have her have a clean shot,
Meh.
can?
What are you going for?
It's not like they've done any damage.
I mean,
It's
I
like
don't
some
want to be
spray.
too cocky. This is how we
Yes,
our
but
wax,
this is
our
Chevron
wax
we're
wings
talking
melt.
about, not Nima.
Our wax
who is
wings
shooting.
melt, and then
Heat of battle.
yes.
What are you going for?
The gunnery station. What the guns? Can I choose them? So
The weapons. So the weapon system is knocked offline.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. The weapon system is knocked offline. It's sat there. It's got shields. It's moving. But that's about it. JT, do me. I guess it's an intelligence check.
Any diff?
With your one intelligence, go.
Diff one. It's obvious. Especially heat.
No, it isn't.
No, no.
No, heat of battle. You're too fixed on what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So that's that. Oh, I've shuffled in
Well.
the battle tactics. And so that was...
X4's turn. He needs to do something about the free system strain we have.
Yes.
Yes, okay, so that's easy enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and with his total diff of 1, boom, your system strain is gone as your full team of pit droids and X4, they're tearing out pieces and welding them in place.
Oh dear.
Many hands make light work, apparently. Within a single round, there's one big section, there's like a trunk energy system that one of the pit droids runs up, rips it out of the wall, another 2 come up and hold it in place, and another 2 again weld it into place, to the point where it only kind of is a momentary blip on your screen.
Jontu
JT.
must be really, really impressed being down there with them.
Yes.
Yontu is currently running around the ship, picking up blown fuses and putting them in a bucket. He's cleaning up.
He's helping.
Yeah.
He's helping.
He's helping.
Yeah, bear in mind this guy's got an insane hit on him because he is effectively the same build as Victoria, but just not as good. And but he doesn't know the first thing about repairs, gunnery, things like. He knows a little bit of gunnery, but he doesn't know the rest. So at the moment, he's happy to be a janitor.
Mm-hmm.
And
He helps.
He's
happy
got like
that
3
he can
buckets
help.
worth of blown fuses right now, and half of which have been blown by JT.
Yes.
So that's X4 keeping the ship going, and I'm not sure if I need to check to see whether he could have done a second check. I think you can only do 1 first aid action per combat, but I will check that for the next one. So that one's dead. That one's dead. That one's dead. So it's the one that's dead in the water, and then the Mandalorian. The one that's dead in the water
Should have some fires on board by now, right?
Yeah,
Taking
it's
a
the one
lot
I
of
critted on. They can't use extra maneuvers, and
And
guns are not working.
He goes onto the comms and goes, Sanctuary, we surrender. Do not attack. We don't have. The bastard takes away our ejector systems. We have no ejector systems. And you can hear over the comms. I do so. He's not. You hear the sound of Vigo Cross go. I do so hate a coward. And you hear a bleep, 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 and the Y-wing explodes.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Oof.
expected as much.
Oof.
That was the thing that you failed to see, but now is clear as day, JT. Vigo Cross got rid of all the ejection systems. So these guys, they are in the Y-wing until they die or they win.
Yep.
Yep.
And when this one was like, fuck that guy, Vigo was like, no, beep, and just destroyed him.
Well then, we have a ship to board now.
Yeah.
Boots on ground.
So yeah, all 4 Y-wings are destroyed. We are going to take 10 minutes for a bio break, and then we're going to board.
Yes.
See you soon.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we'll be back very soon.
E.
And welcome back, everybody. When we last left off, our crew of the Lakota managed to steer off a squad of 4 Y-Wing heavy fighters. And hello to you, Minion, as well.
Yes,
and,
thank you. And thank you, Aura, not Aura Prime.
Aura.
Aura for saying.
The crew managed to use their money, their foresight, and a lot of tech upgrades to turn the Lakota from what was an experimental smuggler ship into a badass gunship with a crazy amount of front shielding.
And tactics, don't forget.
Oh, and tactics as well. I mean, in all fairness, you've got dedicated pilots, 2 dedicated gunners, and a spotter station as well. So, and I'm liking the IFF. I might kind of tinker with the rules a little bit. The only thing we might have screwed up there, I know I screwed up the evasive maneuvers once, or the press the advantage actually once, and I think I may have screwed up allowing an extra mechanics roll, fast mechanics roll from X4, but that's fine. That's fine. Believe me, Genesis system is definitely worth persevering with, just for the fact that there's so many extra bits and pieces that come out of the woodwork. It's amazing. But it does require a little bit of getting used to, and also a little bit of not taking the rules super seriously. No strokey beard stuff. And have fun to stroke. This, if you haven't guessed, is the lockdown project.
Yeah, I was so disappointed when I saw Ed has shaved off his lockdown project.
Masks.
Yeah.
Masks.
Yes, putting a mask on. Yeah.
We just don't go outside.
Working in the pharmaceutical industry, normally having this would mean that if I was still working in a wet pharma lab, I'd have to wear a snood, and they're the most annoying things in the world.
Is that like is that a hairnet for your beard?
It's a hairnet for your face.
Yeah.
So you have one on your head and one on the thing, and they're these light powder blue, basically wedding veil materials, so semi-translucent kind of fluffy stuff, and they get caught in your hair anyway, and they help to the static buildup. So as you're taking them off, and you end up having to have the elastic over your ears, which a lot of people know about that at the moment because of face masks, and yeah, it's just generally crap. So So,
They are horrible. I have seen people have to wear them when I worked at the hospital.
yeah, with the snoods, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the fact I like the word, it's got a good sound to it. Snood. I don't think you have one. Anyway.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not from the mirror universe? Kill him.
Yes. Kill him.
You guys start the approach to the Prestige, which now has the Isvari neatly clamped onto the side, like a giant beast made out of the twisted and torn hulls of defeated ships, attached to the side of this capital ship. As you get within range, you get hailed by the Isvari itself. Isvari to Lakota. This is Flight Commander Martok. Good work out there. We were expecting a few extra bits of company. With your fast thinking and good combat skills, we've managed to draw the fire of all of the flak cannons of the capital ship. Follow the following approach, and you won't be shot on your way in. Well done.
Thank you.
X4, take the helm. And JT's going to go down to the equipment bay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go down to the guns locker. X4 follows the approach exactly, and sure enough, you can hear the flak cannons going hammer and tongs, and it's blasting into the Isvari. And you can see that there's bits of hull flying all over the place, but it's the hull of other ships.
Mm-hmm.
This bric-a-brac that they've covered the ship in is taking an absolute beating, but it's layer upon layer of ablative armor that's just getting smashed into itself, and funnily enough, becoming new layers of scorched and twisted and burnt armor. The ship looked ugly before. Now it's ugly and smoldering. You can see that the sheer amount of laser fire hitting this amount of metal is causing smoldering, not necessarily fires because it's space, but a smoldering of heat as it's burning whatever's inside the mixed metal compounds in lieu of oxygen. So you can see that the top of this hulk is starting to glow a dull orange as you take the approach vector underneath and dock into one of the belly landing bays of this ship. You remember that this was a cargo ship when they first started. They butchered it and added things to it, and it's almost unrecognizable now, but they are able to use the bays to commandeer vessels. And in this case, they, instead of commandeering yours, they're just using it as a landing bay. You dock into the belly, and the second that your loading ramp comes down, you can see running up to you is a Twi'lek woman who has had one of her tendrils.
Leku.
Leku, that's it. One of her Leku has been blasted off, presumably, because she's just got a stump with what looks to be burned scar tissue, and then then the second Leku is fine. She runs up. Her eyes are heavily bloodshot, which Nima, is the result of heavy drug use.
Mm-hmm.
And she runs up and snarls at you and says, "Come on, we're missing it. This way."
Mm-hmm.
And
she's on our side, right?
Oh yeah. And you can see she's got a vibro knife and what seems to be like a truncheon, and she's clearly been told that she's leading you to the battlefront. And she goes, "They need your help. This way, this way!" And she is waving the truncheon around in the air and screaming for people to get out of her way as you guys follow after her. However, I'm going to back up slightly, and as you were docking, how are you guys preparing?
Victoria,
Grabbing
command
my
to you.
sword. Make sure I have all my pieces of armor. I have my shoes. Nima has everything she needs. She has a blaster and the best armor we have for her, which is not much. We need to fix that.
Yep.
You have your jetpack that can be very
obviously
useful.
that one is slotted on properly.
JT hefts his light repeating blaster, which is not so light,
Yes.
and flicks it into his
Little
harness that swivels out of his back.
Yeah. So this arm just unfolds from the back of your, from your back, not from the back of it's from your back, and in an alien style smart gun arm fashion, you dock this thing on. There's a sudden recompensation in your body because you've been kitted out to provoke this, and there's a counterweight inside your body that has now slid from center to left to balance out this huge fucking gun. And yeah, you are ready to go. JT
Victoria, this is
progress.
your field of battle. You're in command.
Yeah.
Yes. We will be heading for the bridge directly.
This time we're taking Yontu with us with his big ass axe.
Oh yeah, he is getting experience. This is a proper master student teaching opportunity.
You watch as with his vibro axe and his new armor, he's got laminate armor, and I believe he's got a good weapon. Now I'm going to leave Expo with the ship. Yes, he's got a carbine.
Yes. Have you balanced it so that we can leave Sharon, or what is?
I have got the option here to balance it with Sharon, but I also have the option of new people running in if Paul comes back next week.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't worry about it. So we're going to leave Chevron
In
out
other
of this
words,
one.
we say that he's with us, but in actuality, he snuck away to try and steal as much shit as possible.
What I'm going to say is that he's pew-pewing in the background, and the camera is panning away from him. If Paul comes back, the camera will pan back onto him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just say he's doing reasonably well up until now.
Yeah.
So you charge through the ship, and sure enough, you can see a crackling force field going between the Isvari and the Prestige. And you can see that the parts of the ship that have been torn open now have guards setting up encampments. And you can see that they are all part of the, I'm going to call them Skags, taking the word from Benefactor. So the Skags in Benefactor is pirate sailors, just regular kind of crew. So yeah, you've got a bunch of Skags that are just setting up the point of no return, effectively. And you run onto the ship. What have I got here? It is a Gran runs up to you and says, "We need your help. You're trying to get to the bridge, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can get you there, but we're going to need your help first. Come this way."
Okay.
And you can see that a bunch of Skags are hunkered down in what seems to be a bottleneck. And every time that one of the Skags tries to even poke their head around the corner at whatever's down the corridor, a very, very nasty rapid fire goes on. And I would like JT only to do me a what is it? It's ranged heavy check, but this is actually a knowledge check.
Diff.
What?
The
Considering
diff, this
how
diff is
much
3.
JT looks at guns, I'd hope he knows something about this.
This is the only reason why
Triumph.
he's role played looking through gun magazines.
Triumph.
Okay.
Successes, threats though, and triumph.
Yeah. So I'm going to negate the threats. There's no narrative reason for them at the moment. You know, this is a riot gun. This is a full emplacement, and think of it as kind of the modern space equivalent of a Gatling gun emplacement. And they've clearly set themselves up in a corridor, and they will be able to shoot at pretty much everybody who enters the corridor.
Fun.
I'm going to open my little drawer that's in my chest and
like
bring
big.
out a thermal detonator. Shall we?
Yes! Yes!
This sounds like a brilliant idea, JT. Let's do it.
Let's go for it.
Will you shoot it or should I throw it?
How's your ranged light?
Decent. I have 1.
Yeah,
But
probably.
it's agility, so I'm not good at it.
No, yeah, he has 4 agility.
I do,
So-
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that counts as. Is it a range
Okay.
agility? I would have almost said it should be bronze since it's like throwing a thing, but oh well.
It does use the ranged light,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's a ranged light thing. Yeah.
Grenade!
Throwing a crate, on the other hand,
Yeah.
yeah, you can absolutely do. So yeah, you're going to go and throw this thermal detonator. Go for it.
What's the range?
So the range in this case,
Close.
there's going to be 2
Sure.
black because you're having to throw it around a corner. Because of the situation, you're denied the aim maneuver
Yep.
because you can't see them.
That makes
The
sense.
the 2 black is basically because you're throwing it down a corridor and you're going to try to do it as near as damn it straight to hit whatever's at the end of that corridor.
Yeah.
And so the diff in this case is going to be
1.
hmm,
Because I assume we're nowhere near being medium range, so.
yeah. So yeah, it's going to be easy, and but with 2 black.
Yeah, so diff
Easy
1.
with 2 black.
Yeah, diff 1.
I am also going to flip a light side token.
Yes.
Now's the
to
time to do
upgrade.
it.
Yes.
You're going to be roll it.
Fail.
Fail.
Oh, fail. However, it has got the
It has blast.
blast ability.
It has blast 15.
Blast 15 and right, so there's a thing about blast, and that is that if you miss, you can still trigger the blast. And I think it's 3. Let me check. I will double check. Well, I won't double check. I will check. I hate it when you use that one. So blast rule. So it says here, yes, if you engage with the original target, suffers damage equal to the blast rating if it hits. If the blast quality doesn't activate, oh no, here we go. If the user may also trigger blast if the attack misses by spending 3 advantages. So 1 advantage away. So unfortunately, your thermal detonator makes a fucking mess of the corridor.
It might not hit them, but does it hit with the advantages? Does it hit the gun?
No, it doesn't. No, because that is part of them, part of their unit.
Would that reasonably distract them so that I can just rush through?
At 2 successes. Well, he still gets 2 successes worth of stuff. We're not going to go into advantage at this point because it is them and you. There's no point in doing a strict advantage, and you know
You mean-
they have got it so that at the moment they have a constant held action that if somebody comes into the corridor, they just start firing. And so this isn't really an advantage situation. But let's see, with two advantages, negate the defense bonuses. No. Ignore penalizing our environmental effects.
I believe
Now-
you can take a free maneuver.
Now it does say yeah, but what I would say is you could give. I would rule that you could give. Oh no, it's only 2 successes. 2 successes. Perform an immediate free maneuver that doesn't exceed the 2 maneuver per turn limit. Out of all of this, I think the only thing that's worthwhile, Ed, is to give them a black.
Yeah,
The explosion goes off and causes so much devastation that they hesitate and that would be probably the best chance that certainly Victoria's going to have.
Or can we say with the 2 advantages that it didn't explode, and therefore we can pick it back up?
No. Oh, no.
That's not how it works.
Thermal detonators explode.
Yeah.
You press the button, and after a while they explode.
Yeah.
That'll be me failing to press the button, which is not good.
I'm going to quote the line from the British Infantry guidelines for grenade, and that is, once you pull the pin, the grenade is not your friend. Can't remember who told that to me, but apparently it's in the infantry manual. Once you pull the grenade, the grenade is not your friend.
Victoria, go. I distracted them.
As fuck, I will activate my jetpack and basically cross that corridor in milliseconds.
Okay, they still have a held action. They're still going to fire at you, but they get the black. So
alongside all her other blacks.
Now, what I will allow, Victoria, is if you burn 2 points of strain, you can do the dodge action whilst maneuvering towards them.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Okay, so blow the 2 strain, and so they're gonna come in on the attack. Oh, they're going to initiate their attack. So 1 and 2, diff 1, 2 black.
There are many more blacks with Victoria's armor.
Yeah.
How many blacks for your armor?
We'll see here too.
So that's 4 black. They are aiming because they can aim because they're the ones in the corridor. It's defensive positions. It's something I've been reading up on. I quite like it. And so as you get in there, Victoria, you are grateful for your armor because as you jet in, there's a sudden spray of light as this incredibly powerful auto weapon fires at you.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm expecting that.
That's 9 points of damage. How much soak do you have?
Lots.
7.
7.
So take 2 points of damage. And anyone who could see you right now would be like, how is she surviving? This is a full Gatling gun emplacement, full minigun emplacement. And it's spraying at you, and your Mandalorian armor is fucking taking it. So, that's between the deflection and the soak. Yes, you are feeling the burn on the lasers.
I was expecting to feel the burn.
You can see that there are. The first challenge here is that you've got 5 agents that are operating this gun, and so you can only, with your sword, you can only take out 1 at a time. Is the problem?
What about if I attack the gun?
You can attack the gun. Yeah, I was never going to feed it to you, but you can attack the gun.
JT's remarking to anyone who will listen, some heavy repeating blaster is a good piece of kit. Just kind of calmly reeling off stats about it.
Yeah, he's doing the full guns and ammo review, reciting it word for word.
And you're just looking at Victoria running straight through that damage.
Okay,
Not
so
flying.
I have the stats for this gun. It has basically 1 vehicle point, which means that you need to do it 10 points of damage. And it has a soak of 3, so 13 points of damage you're going to need to do to this.
Oh dear.
Go for it.
I'm guessing it's a diff 2. Am I allowed to aim?
No, you already done your maneuvers.
You've already done all your maneuvers,
Yeah?
Yep.
Good. Just double checking. So that is 11 points of damage.
And with its 3 soak, that brings it down to 9.
But it still has that damage tacked onto it. That doesn't go away. It's just there. So it's 0.9 damage.
Oh yeah, it's vicious 5. If that Pierce 2.
Pierce 2.
Oh, PS2. You managed to do your 10 points of damage. Yeah.
That was what I was looking for. I knew I had something.
Yep, you ignore 2 points of soak. Yeah, so you fly up to them, and yeah, you've got some energy scars on what little flesh showing with this really kick-ass armor, and you just go straight up to it and swinging this two-handed vibroblade, you just chop off the barrel. Boom.
Yep.
This thing is fucked. Yeah, so for the rest of you who are still around the corner, you hear as the in closed quarters, no less, the jetpack goes off. You hear this rapid, and then this, and I'm not even going to justify the rest of it. As they're pulling out their pistols, I'm just going to say, because you took out the riot gun, they take out the pistols and run. They're firing wildly back at you, but they're not actually aiming. So even if they did hit you, they're not going to be doing very well. I would say you'd probably take some, if not all of them out. You've kind of defeated the challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, the riot gun is down, and yeah, you guys all kind of peer around tentatively, and there's this smouldering wreck where the riot gun was. And you can see
that's my wife.
Gun is missing its gun.
Yeah, and you can see a pissed off Victoria running after some screaming security guards.
Yes. Yeah, that's my wife, y'all. Yeah.
The skags spill into the corridor and are running after Victoria, who is now leading the vanguard.
Yes.
So
how starry-eyed is Yontu?
Yontu is he's sprinting like crazy. He's actually knocking Skags over, shoulder barging them like a player
Trying to keep up
to Victoria to get to her side. And the next bit that you get slowed down on, Victoria, is a kind of a I'll say it's like a cargo bay. It's one of the supply rooms in the ship, and you can see that when you get in there, there's suddenly a lot of heavily heavily fortified positions, and the disruptor rifle blasts suddenly just go hitting the area where you were just about to be. And it's actually Yontu who grabs you by the scruff of the neck and pulls you around the doorway in time. And he goes, I counted 4. How many did you count?
How many did I count?
Give me a perception check. Diff 4. I'll give you a clue. Yontu got it wrong.
Perception.
Can I do a perception check because I'm running behind them?
No, you weren't part of weren't part of the van. Yep, you're thinking 4 sounds about right. Yep.
It was a valiant try.
Yep. You think that Yontu might be right. You know, you're pretty sure there was like 4 blasts that came out.
Sure, I was 4.
So
either way, I'm not even sure if we need to go in there because we were going to the bridge.
Yes, but the captain of this particular group comes up to you and says, "Yeah, you want to go to the bridge? You're going to have to go through that way."
Lovely.
They collapsed part of the corridor behind Bjorn. They're trying to separate us, take us out one at a time.
Disruptor rifle, disruptor pistols blast. That's not good.
And actually, yeah, Victoria, give me a ranged light or ranged heavy, your choice.
Ranged light is better than ranged heavy.
Okay, go for it.
What's the diff?
Diff 3.
I mean, try, but I don't think.
Yeah, those bolts look exactly like the bolts that you've seen from Nima's disruptor pistol.
Yeah, that's totally that.
Lovely.
Yeah, they look nasty.
Have we caught up by this point?
Oh yes, definitely.
I'm gonna ask X4 if he has the plans for the ship. If he's managed to possibly slice in and find some plans for the ship.
X4
That sounds like
gives you a
something
very
we would
quick
ask him
answer
to do.
saying, attempting so now, he has his own astromechs. Yeah, X4 is in an astromech versus astromech slicing battle right
Yeah, I thought it might be the case.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a quick glance around, see if there are any other ways into this hangar, possibly like maintenance hatches, things like that I could possibly sneak through.
Absolutely, mechanics check. Diff 2.
Can I look for the same thing but using perception and not mechanics?
No, you can't. Can I use my dice pool that I have lots of dice in? No.
Yes,
I also get lots of dice in perception, so that would have been nice, but
Nope. Nope.
nope, no idea.
No, it's yeah. There seems to be heavy bulkhead and maybe
Well,
the things that they're
JT.
containing here.
Do you have another one of those bombs?
I think that was
Just
the
have one, I'm
one.
afraid.
We'll have to pick up more next time we're on base.
Got some tracker darts if they're useful.
Not right now, but maybe later.
At the moment, you're playing Peekaboo. It's a large, what would normally be a set of double doors, but is instead a scissor door. So when it comes in, it's kind of diagonal in the middle, and it comes out like that because impractical doors are part of the future.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask I'm going to tell one of the guys, give me a helmet.
Sure, gives you. Well, he hasn't got a helmet, but he pulls one off one of the guys that has got a helmet. It seems to be a Rebel Alliance pilot's helmet, but it's got a blaster mark in the back of it.
Yeah.
Got a gaping hole right in the back.
Sounds
I'm
about
going to
right.
point at one of the other ones and say, give me a gun.
Sure, he gives you a gun. Yep.
Preferably a long gun. I'm going to put the helmet on top of the gun and poke it out the door. See where the shots come from.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you poke it out. Give me an easy deception check.
Deception.
Not deception. What is it? It's
Perception?
I haven't got a character sheet in front of me.
Perception?
No, it's
Deception.
whatever the guile.
Yeah, deception. Yeah, deception.
Oh.
Cunning.
Oh, no,
yeah.
there's a deception. Yeah,
Yeah.
deception. It's based on your cunning.
Could I take skullduggery? Because deception is based on presence and skullduggery is based on cunning.
Deception is cunning here as
Deception is
well.
based on cunning as well.
Yeah, deception is
Oh,
cunning.
yeah, I've just got it written wrong on my sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
well, it's
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
And it's a success but a threat.
Okay, that's fine. The threat is basically that it startles you. You lose cool points as the blast vaporizes the helmet and the tip of the gun. Now that
Yeah.
you've
My
seen
gun.
it, JT, you know this isn't a blaster pistol. This is a blaster rifle. Sorry, this isn't a disruptor pistol. This is a disruptor rifle.
Did I see where it came from?
Yes.
That being the goal.
Yes. Now you can make a perception check.
Yes, I can also do because I'm watching this.
You can make a. You can go on. You can make a perception check, but if you get a despair on your perception check, you will get shot at by one of the guys. Because in order for you to look, you're gonna have to stick your head around the door. Yeah. So both of you make a perception check. The diff is 1 red and 1 purple.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately.
there was just the one blast.
Oh, of course.
I'm gonna say there is.
Well, I think that's the perception check, isn't it? To see how many blasts there were.
Oh, the perception checks
Hang on.
is see where they come from.
Oh god, nope. I didn't mean to do that. Hang on. Wrong one. Roll 1d that. No, yeah, there was just 1 blast.
Okay. No, I do not spot anything. No despair, but threats.
Yep.
Huh!
Yeah, Nima,
Ooh.
you can absolutely see that the person with the rifle has made some sort of makeshift riot shield out of a cargo container, and you can see that where they're shooting from is like a crow's nest. Not a crow's nest. What's it called? It's like a shooting hide. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where he has carved out a letterbox with a vibro knife, and currently is very heavily shielded.
Right. And it's only one person? I don't see anyone else.
You can only see one person because only one person's shot.
Yeah. What are my 2 triumphs?
The 2 triumphs. Go on. I'm going to let you locate another 2 of them, 1 for each triumph, because once you take a look at one letterbox, you notice there's another 2.
Yeah.
So you can see 3 letterboxes. You've identified 3 targets that you can point out to the others.
Yes. I will very quickly point them out and say there is at least 3. I
Okay.
Can see.
And for your advantage, I'm going to tell you that the letterboxes that they've made means that any attack against them confers a 4 black penalty to hit them.
I'm going to point at several of the skags with whichever ones have auto fire weapons, and I'm going to say we're going to be suppressing fire to get people inside the room.
Leadership check.
Oh dear.
They
Do
saw
you
what
want
happened
me-
to their helmet.
Do you
fair,
want me
that's
to say that? I mean,
I
because
said it.
He said it. He
yeah.
said it.
I was-
What's the diff?
Oh god.
Oh,
How do
dear.
I rank their cowardice?
Oh,
it's a diff 3. This is a hard.
Oh,
That's
dear.
fair.
Yeah, they are fighters, so I wouldn't make it a 4. But they've just seen what's happened, and you're effectively saying we are. They are looking very, very hesitant, and one of them goes, in order to do suppressive fire, we got to be the ones who poke our heads out there. I saw what happened to that helmet. I'm not doing that. At which point, an NPC steps up, and it's Yondu.
I was gonna say otherwise, Nima would like to say, this is not how we act. This is a raid. We are.
You don't get a chance.
Yeah, fine.
Yantu walks up to them and is... Oh no, he fails as well. Yantu goes up, grabs hold of 2 of them and goes, I could just throw you in. And they are about to turn their guns on him. So yeah, Nima, you're going to have to pick up a spare.
Yeah. Guys, this is the raid. This is the one that you have been waiting for. Björn's and Isvarian's big moment. This is not when we go and turn our tails and run.
Okay, go for it. And I'm going to throw my last dark side in. So it's a red and 2 black. Sorry, a red and 2 purple.
Throw them back. Throw them back.
Yeah, I'll throw one back. We have lots of them. So, another
This is the
upgrade.
Star Wars moment.
Yes.
This is the inspiring speech.
Yeah. I got the Force with me. Oh dear.
That you do.
Yeah, and you said it was 1 upgrade, yeah, so it's 1 red, 2 purple. Yep.
Yep.
I do not get leadership X, does not have any extra things. There are just force points. Yes!
Okay. Yeah, they're about to shoot Yantu. And you come in and start talking to them. At this point, because of 2 failed checks, you cannot convince them to willingly do this. However, you do still succeed. So what happens is this, and I'm taking the dark side points and using them as flavor here.
Oh yes.
You shame them, and as you shame them, they're distracted enough that Yantu throws them into the doorway, and they have no choice but to do what they're supposed to do. They find themselves in the doorway, scream, and just start spraying auto fire all over the place. Bolts are actually bouncing off the inside bulkheads. You realize this is a hazardous containment store, and so as they're firing, blaster bolts are actually bouncing off.
Ooh, thank you, Nick.
Oh, what was Nick doing?
He's giving us an upgrade die.
Thank you.
So
I'm going to be
you've got
charging
your
in
covering
with them
fire
at the same
and-
time.
Oh, yes, that is a good idea.
I'm going to be adding to their covering fire with my light repeating blaster.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Can you give me a? Let's see. I'm gonna ask for.
Light on a ship.
As a maneuver, I'm going to ask for this to be a.
Do we?
Yeah. This is their murder hole, so this is going to be difficult. I'm gonna blow a dark side, and it's going to be.
You don't have any dark sides left.
You gave one back to me.
Yeah, you.
You used it. You used the one we gave back to you.
No, he flipped
he
it
used
and then
one
you
after
used it
he
back.
used one.
Yeah.
No, because you just used it with the
Okay,
guys.
Corinne, look at the thing. Simon used a dark side point. Nemo used a light side point. Simon used a dark side point. It's there. Yeah.
Yeah, which you used earlier, just now.
No,
Yeah.
I just flipped it. It was there to flip. Yeah. Right. So the diff for the covering fire is going to be 1 red and 2 purple. And go for it first, JT, and then I'm going to sum together the 2 guys that have just been thrown into the doorway as a group of minions.
Yeah.
And then they will have a shot as well. They'll have an attempt as well.
Good job.
And they will try their best.
Light repeating blaster is a very nice gun. 1 success.
Yeah, 1 success. That's all you needed, because this is just a this is effectively a suppressing action.
Yeah.
Thanks to the fact that Nima told you where the letterboxes are, you come out and you're just spraying those positions. Even though you know that your light repeating blaster would take a few shots, all in the same place to get through this really heavy container that they're using for these sniper positions. You're just blasting at the letterbox itself, and so all they can see is just flashes of light.
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe, yeah. I'm going to do the same for the minions. As the first 2 are firing, the other 2 take 1 look at Yontu, and they join in as well. So this is actually going to be a 4 minion group. So let's see how they do.
Yontu is a good
yeah, with 2 successes, they start spraying wildly in the general direction of the other letterboxes. So for 3 of them, they are going to have their difficulty to hit you guys upgraded. Okay.
This doesn't seem like a huge amount, but yes.
They've still got a very good position.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah, I mean,
upgrade is not much in the grand scheme of things.
You're attacking a very heavily fortified position.
Oh yeah.
And let's roll for initiative. Yeah. And this is what we'll be using for next week, as you try to take down the 5 specialist bounty hunters that are in this room.
Yeah.
There's 5 of them, not 4.
Okay, so
Could be better.
and they
Should
all
have
get
bought more
initiative as a
grenades.
group. Ouch. Okay,
Ah,
so Nima is 2 and 2.
I mean, it might be good to spread them out rather than have them all in
Victoria
one
is
big clump.
2 and 4. JT is 0 and 3. And the fortified bounty hunter group is 3 and 2.
Are they like a minion group then? Because they all have the same.
They're not a
initiative?
minion group, but they are a formation. So they are working as a formation. So as the riot gun was holding everybody back, these guys were making a specialist murder hole for you guys to get through to get to them. So these 5 journeyman bounty hunters have looked at all the angles, all of the approaches. They found the one room where you can't kind of go around it because it's in the structural part of the bulkhead.
I'm kind of half mind to just go on a ship again and just go a different way.
That's an option if you want, but these skags have to go through here. This is their orders, and they say that this is the most direct route that they know to go to the ship, to go to the bridge. So when we come back next week, the initiative will be the hunters, who currently will be targeting JT and the the covering fire guys, and 3 of them are under covering fire.
I'm a bit worried about.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Shut
That's
up,
okay. Most
Aurora.
people don't.
Yes,
Everything
I'm
is
worried about their
fine.
initiative because it's all. If any of them hit, JT's basically dead.
You are underestimating JT's armor.
Yes, everything is fine.
No, because a
And
disruptor
the fact
rifle
that
is
they're
like
all
12
one
damage
means
on
that
just
we
a
can
hit.
kill them and
Yeah, this is where playing what your character is doing and not regurgitating the stats is probably the best thing to do.
And die.
When we come back next week, we will be battling at the murder hole as you're battling through the prestige. After this is the direct line to the bridge itself, and fighting Vigo Cross and his lieutenants. So thank you everybody for staying with us.
We got an upgrade dice to keep track
we got
of.
an upgrade dice as well. That needs to be that's going to be on one of you guys, but I'll write it on here. So upgrade dice player. I mean, technically, you could have used that upgrade dice to upgrade one of your initiatives.
Let's
Big
do that
thank you
now.
to big thank you to everybody who is watching. Thank you, Minion, Snipe, Aura, Nick. Thank you for being here as well, and those of you who are in Looktown as well. And thank you for Felicia, Corinne, and Ed for their story today. If you enjoyed our particular brand of chaos, please click the Discord link below and be part of our community for this and some upcoming things that we're going to be doing. So the next session we're going to have is our regular Friday session. And that is the D&D campaign, The Benefactor, with Corinne, Felicia, Nick, and Kate. I was about to say Cora, and mixing your real names and your character names up again. However, we are aiming, if you've seen on the Discord, this Saturday to do something incredibly stupid, but I'm hoping incredibly fun. And that is myself, Ed, Sean, who you've seen in The Vaudeville Ghost and a couple of other things, and Rodrigo, who played Aiden in The Benefactor. All 4 of us are going to run a game each, back to back. We're going to do a 12, probably more with breaks, hour marathon of role-playing this Saturday coming. The games will be announced tomorrow. Some of us are still deciding. Most of us have already got what we're going to do. And we are going to be doing this in aid of Espovos. And that is...
Most likely. Most likely.
It is us for you is the translation of it. And that is the charity that's over in El Salvador at the moment. Hurricane Amanda has devastated a number of people in El Salvador. You'll be pleased to find out that Rodrigo is not one of them. Him and his family are safe. but he's trying to help other people now, bless him. And he came to us and we were like, absolutely. This
We'll
hasn't hit
try.
the news. This hasn't hit the news all that much. And so, it hasn't got much in the way of coverage. And so we are going to be asking for donations on Saturday. We'll put together a donation bar and all the rest of it. So if you can come and give what you can, we're going to make a donation to Espavos for the amount of donations that are given on that day. Ordinarily, we would use Tiltify for this, but unfortunately, Tiltify isn't set up for anyone in El Salvador to put their charity on there. It's not an option, which is a bit weird.
Well, it's still more that we couldn't find any El Salvadorian charities on there.
No, I spoke to Rodrigo today. He spoke to the charity, and they said they would put it on Tiltify, but Tiltify does not accept people from El Salvador. So we're going to have to do this based on trust. So what we will do is every donation that is given on Saturday, we will total up. We'll have it all recorded, and at the end of the stream, we will put that donation in to Espavos, and I will get like the screenshot and hopefully the email saying thank you for your donation, and I will put that onto the Chaotic Neutral Games Twitter account for everybody to see. So please come and support us on Saturday. And I'm hoping it's going to be the chaos that we love and enjoy. Very pleased to see Ed. Thank you very much for bringing your game in. I'm not going to say what it is yet. We'll do the reveal tomorrow. And a big thank you also to Sean for weighing in as well. Thanks to Rodrigo, of course, for bringing this in the first place. So that's going to be it. It's going to be a 12-hour mash out of RPG madness, which means tomorrow we're going to be looking for players. So if you're not in the Discord, you better be in now. Thank you very much for watching part 5. Yes, part 5 of
There's a many
Burden of
parts to the
Honor.
series.
Well, yeah, not all missions are going to be short missions. Thank you very much for watching part 5 of Burden of Honor for our Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl. Take care and good night.